Standing frozen as the spotlight burns her skin, 13-year-old Aisha Carter stares at 500 smirking faces. The prank was cruel, setting up the scholarship charity case to fail. Then her voice erupts, silencing their laughter instantly. Neither she nor Westlake Preparatory would ever be the same. Before I dive into this life-changing story, where are you watching from today? Hit that like button if you've ever felt like an outsider, and subscribe to join our storytelling community. Now, let's rewind to see how a moment meant to humiliate became the spark that lit a revolution. Aisha Carter woke every weekday at 5:30 a.m., 2 hours before a typical 13-year-old's alarm. But nothing about Aisha's life at Westlake Preparatory Academy was typical. As one of only 12 black students among 470 wealthy white classmates, Aisha knew preparation was her only defense. She laid out her uniform the night before, checking twice for imperfections that might draw attention. Her mother, Nee, was already gone for her early shift at Memorial Hospital as a nurse's aide, before heading to her afternoon receptionist job at a downtown law firm. Aisha's partial scholarship covered 70% of Westlake's astronomical tuition, but the remaining 30% demanded every extra hour Nia could work. Aisha never complained about the sacrifice. Westlake meant opportunity, even if it came with daily isolation. In their small apartment's quiet, Aisha had 15 precious minutes each morning to sing, her true love. Her voice, a gift inherited from her grandmother Vivian, filled the tiny bathroom. Vivian, a respected jazz vocalist in 1960s Chicago, had performed in clubs before racism, and family obligations dimmed her spotlight. She passed 3 months ago, leaving Aisha with memories, vinyl records, and a hidden talent. At Westlake, Aisha moved like a ghost through gleaming hallways, her invisibility strategy mostly successful, until today. She clutched her books as Lauren Prescott and her clique approached, their designer shoes clicking on marble floors. Lauren's father had donated the school's athletic center, her family name on plaques campus-wide. "Did you finish the chemistry lab write-up?" Lauren asked her friend Tiffany, deliberately loud as Aisha passed. "It's basically impossible unless you've had private tutoring your whole life. Some people don't belong in advanced courses." The comment wasn't subtle. Aisha kept her eyes forward, shame burning her cheeks. In Mr. Barrett's English class, Aisha sat in the back next to Riley Parker, the only person at Westlake who knew she sang. Riley, with her purple-streaked hair and disdain for Westlake's social hierarchy, befriended Aisha after catching Lauren mimicking her urban accent at freshman orientation. "Vultures are circling today," Riley whispered as they opened their eyes were watching God. Aisha nodded, noticing Lauren's frequent glances. The morning announcements listed lacrosse matches and fundraising galas, ending with, "Winter Showcase applications are available outside the Performing Arts Center." This prestigious event highlights Westlake's exceptional talent for alumni and college recruiters. Only our most accomplished performers should apply. Principal Mitchell's tone implied it wasn't for everyone. Aisha recalled last year's showcase, watching from the back as white performers played classical pieces and sang Broadway standards. A black sophomore's jazz piano piece was criticized for lacking technical precision, despite being flawless. At lunch, Aisha and Riley sat near the cafeteria exit, Aisha unwrapping a simple sandwich, while others discussed Manhattan weekends and Hampton summer homes. Lauren held court, her laughter cutting through as she whispered, making her friends stare at Aisha. "They're plotting something," Riley warned. "Lauren's too interested in the showcase announcement." Aisha shrugged, but Lauren approached, her smile unnaturally friendly. "Aisha, I've been meaning to talk to you," Lauren said, sliding onto their bench. Riley tensed, but Lauren continued. "I overheard Ms. Thornton wanting more diversity in the showcase, not just classical stuff. Maybe you could participate, something that represents your culture." The phrasing tightened Aisha's stomach. "I don't perform," she said flatly. Lauren's smile persisted. but everyone should share their heritage. I'm doing a piano piece honoring my European roots. You could do something more rhythmic. Riley started to interject, but Lauren stood. Just think about it. It'd help the school's image. As she sauntered away, Riley grabbed Aisha's arm. Don't trust her. This isn't about diversity. Aisha nodded, but Lauren's words stung. Westlake's inclusivity issues were real, highlighted in a recent news article about elite schools' failures. Maybe participating could force acknowledgement of marginalized talent. In music class, Ms. Thornton, a thin woman with perfectly coiffed gray hair, discussed the showcase. Only sign up if you're prepared to uphold Westlake's excellence, she said, her gaze lingering on Aisha. After class, Aisha saw Lauren lingering by Miss Thornton's desk, smirking. That evening, Nia was asleep on the couch in her scrubs. Aisha covered her with a blanket and retreated to her room. Her grandmother's vinyl records called to her. Playing one, Vivian's rich voice filled the space. Aisha sang softly, recalling weekends learning scales and breathing techniques. Your voice is your power, Vivian had said. They fear what they cannot control. The next morning, a crowd gathered at the Performing Arts Center's bulletin board, scanning the showcase participant list. Aisha passed without looking, focused on a calculus test, until Riley ran up, alarmed. Your name's on the list! Aisha froze, seeing her name under Vocal Solo African American Spiritual, with a forged signature. I didn't sign up, she whispered. Lauren's friends exchanged knowing smiles nearby. Aisha confronted Miss Thornton in the choir room. There's a mistake. I didn't sign up. Miss Thornton barely looked up. The deadline passed. Your signature's on the form. Aisha insisted it wasn't hers. But Miss Thornton produced the form, saying, It looks like your handwriting. Backing out reflects poorly on your character. Aisha asked what to perform. An African American spiritual of your choice, Miss Thornton replied, assuming Aisha's familiarity. Whispers followed Aisha all day. At lunch, she overheard. Lauren says the scholarship girl thinks she's the next Beyoncé. In English, Mr. Barrett said Aisha could help analyze urban song lyrics, earning a desk kick from Riley. Principal Mitchell waited outside biology class. This showcase is an opportunity for someone like yourself, he said, straightening his tie. Prove you belong. The words echoed in Aisha's mind. That evening, panic overwhelmed Aisha in the bathroom. She considered telling Nia, but saw her exhaustion and lied. Just tired from studying. Nia, unconvinced, said, No school is worth your happiness. Over days, Aisha withdrew, skipping newspaper club and eating in the library. Riley faced harassment as a scholarship sympathizer. At Vivian's grave, Aisha whispered, I don't know what to do. Refusing proves I don't belong. Failing proves the same. Vivian's hospital words echoed, Your voice is your power. Don't let them silence yours. Aisha decided to choose her own spiritual. Monday, Ms. Thornton handed Aisha sheet music for Ave Maria, a difficult soprano piece. This shows proper classical training, she said. Aisha protested it wasn't a spiritual, but Ms. Thornton insisted it suited Westlake standards. Lauren appeared, feigning concern. I suggested Ave Maria to prove you can handle real classical music. The trap was set to ensure failure. After hours, Aisha struggled with Ave Maria in the Performing Arts Center, her voice cracking. Frustrated, she muttered, This is what they want, me to fail. Mr. Ellis, the janitor, overheard. Careful with that piano. It costs more than my yearly salary. Aisha apologized, embarrassed. I've been listening to you practice, Mr. Ellis said. You've got a voice, just not for that piece. He revealed he taught vocal performance at Juilliard for 15 years, before circumstances changed. You're Vivian Carter's granddaughter, aren't you? I recognized her techniques. We performed together at the Blue Note in '68. Aisha was stunned. Why are you a janitor? Mr. Ellis smiled faintly. The classical world didn't like a black man pushing for jazz's respect. He offered to help Aisha prepare something surprising. For a week, Aisha met Mr. Ellis after school. He taught breathing techniques and selected Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, with a jazz arrangement honoring its roots. This fulfills their request, but honors both traditions, he said. During a practice, Principal Mitchell interrupted, furious. Custodial staff aren't authorized for lessons. This could affect your employment. Aisha defended Mr. Ellis, but Mitchell ordered them to leave. The next day, Aisha's locker was defaced with racial slurs disguised as music notes. Vice Principal Hayes dismissed it as a teenage prank. Riley insisted on reporting it, but the administration targeted Aisha, asking if she was adjusting to Westlake's rigor. That evening, Nia came home upset. The school board chairman suggested Aisha might be happier elsewhere, hinting her scholarship was at risk. Aisha found Vivian's journals, reading about similar battles. One entry stood out. They expect our silence or failure. The greatest resistance is refusing both. Should Aisha fight, risking her scholarship? Comment 1 to stand firm, 2 to protect her opportunity. Have you faced a choice between speaking up or staying safe? Hit like and subscribe. Mr. Ellis passed Aisha a note. 7 o'clock, Harmony Books, Sycamore Street. At the Black-owned bookstore, Aisha found a closed meeting. Kira, a young woman, welcomed her. Mr. Ellis introduced Aisha as Vivian's granddaughter, sparking memories. Kira revealed the group, former students, parents, teachers, had faced Westlake's discrimination for 20 years. A class of 93 valedictorian had his GPA challenged. Another's presentation was scheduled at 6 a.m. Kira, a 2015 graduate and Grammy-nominated producer, was a showcase judge. They set me up to fail, but allies helped me, she said. The group strategized, offering Aisha support. Lauren's harassment escalated. A doctored recording of Aisha's practice circulated, edited to sound terrible. Ms. Thornton placed Aisha last at 9:30 p.m., when most guests would leave. Nia received an anonymous call threatening her job if Aisha didn't withdraw. Riley learned Lauren's father, Charles Prescott, ensured Lauren's award to secure a board seat. In Westlake's archives, Aisha found photos of Vivian in the 1967 showcase, its diverse origins erased. Ms. Clara shared Vivian's truth-singing style. Lauren's group posted anonymously, questioning Aisha's scholarship. Her backing track was corrupted days before the showcase. The night before, Mr. Ellis revealed Charles Prescott's board seat deal. Nisa said, "Courage isn't fear's absence, it's singing despite trembling." At the showcase, a news van arrived unexpectedly. Lauren performed Chopin's Ballad No. 1, then a mocking African-American medley, earning the Outstanding Performance Award mid-show. Security blocked Nia's backstage pass, citing a misspelled name. Aisha's backing track was corrupted, forcing an a cappella performance. Should Aisha perform despite sabotage? Comment 1 for courage, 2 for caution. Hit like and subscribe. A young girl approached Aisha backstage, saying, "My mom brought me to hear you sing like our grandmothers." Aisha decided to perform. Ms. Thornton announced her vaguely as performing a traditional spiritual. At the dim, far stage microphone, Aisha saw Nia enter with Mrs. Prescott's help. Touching Vivian's amber brooch, Aisha began Swing Low, Sweet Chariot traditionally, then shifted to a jazz arrangement, weaving freedom songs. She transitioned to Vivian's Unrecorded Unsilenced, addressing systemic silencing. Ms. Thornton signaled to cut the mic, but Kira's ally in the sound booth refused. Riley and supporters blocked Lauren's disruptions. Aisha's gaze locked on Principal Mitchell, singing, "You fear my voice because it carries truth your walls can't contain." The auditorium fell silent. Then Mr. Ellis led a standing ovation, joined by Kira and the bookstore group. Most stood, except Mitchell, Ms. Thornton, Charles Prescott, and board members. Nia's proud tears met Aisha's gaze. The next morning, Aisha's phone buzzed with notifications. A news article framed her as Westlake's discovered talent, ignoring the discrimination. At a meeting, Principal Mitchell and Edward Langston offered to feature Aisha in fundraising, which Nia rejected as co-opting. Charles Prescott threatened legal action, claiming Aisha embarrassed Lauren. Kira offered Aisha a summer vocal program. Westlake's backlash intensified. Aisha faced scrutiny. Ms. Thornton critiqued her emotional manipulation, and her scholarship was reviewed. Mr. Ellis remained on leave. Other black students faced surveillance. The showcase video was withheld. Parents of color, Riley's family, and civil rights groups rallied. A student's video of Aisha's performance went viral, exposing Lauren's mockery. Anonymous threats targeted Aisha's home, dismissed by police. Nia faced workplace scrutiny. At Harmony Books, a larger group planned legal complaints and media exposure. 6 months later, Aisha addressed the State Board of Education, presenting evidence of Westlake's 30-year discriminatory pattern. She proposed equity audits, transparent diversity metrics, and an independent review board. Mr. Ellis started an inclusive music program. Lauren, regretful after her father's disgrace, provided evidence. Principal Mitchell and board members resigned after an audit revealed improprieties. Westlake established the Vivian Carter Scholarship with mentorship and accountability. At a benefit concert, Aisha debuted Legacy Voice, blending spiritual, jazz, and classical elements. A theater display honored Vivian. Aisha mentored a 7th grader, saying, "Your talent belongs everywhere." Her once hidden voice became a catalyst for change, connecting past to future. What resonated in Aisha's story? Share in the comments. If her courage inspired you, hit like and subscribe. Share with someone facing their own Westlake. Aisha's journey shows transformation begins with refusing silence. Systems thrive in silence, but falter against truth. Resistance needs community, and art can break barriers. True victory opens doors for others. Have you chosen between silence and truth? Comment below, hit like, and share. Thank you for joining Unsilenced. May we all sing our truth.